Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
You have two items there. One is to do with a wedding feast, and the other is I am. I haven't got a clue what you were going to talk about, but here we go.
Right. Well, now, actually, it would be of a spiritual nature, if I may say. Now, the business of the wedding feast. Everyone can visualise what a wedding feast is. But in the gospel, there was a wedding feast advocated, promoted, and the person that was having it was a king. And when he invited those that were invited to the wedding feast of his son getting married, they had various excuses, and those that were invited didn't come to the wedding feast. So then he sent his servants out He sent his servants out to sort of persuade them to come, and they abused their servants and injured them and nearly killed them. And then he sent his son out, and they said, we'll get rid of him this way. They killed the son. So then he sent servants out to invite everybody that they could find in, and they invited all those ones that they could find into the wedding feast. So when the king went to look at what was invited, there was one man there that wasn't wearing the garments for the wedding feast, and he said, why did you not wear what was provided for the wedding feast? And he made no answer, so he told his servants, take him out and deal with him, so to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, what the wedding feast represented was the Holy Spirit. In other words, the king is God, and the people that was invited refused the invitation, refused to believe what has been preached in Gospels and by Jesus. And they murdered Jesus on the cross, and then they murdered the apostles that established the thing. So there's people that will not believe, and then the ones that do believe are the chosen ones that have accepted what they've heard and tried to change their lives for the good, because that's where you get the peace and joy and happiness and all the rest of it, and that eludes you no matter what else you think you're getting or are going to achieve in financial terms, in any kind of terms, in human terms, meeting the love, what you think is the love of your life, unless it's founded on good principles and in a Catholic way or a Christian way, respect for the other individual and vice versa, and supporting each other, whether they're in good times and bad, because there's always good times and bad. So that was the business of invited to the wedding feast. The wedding feast is heaven. Now, the I am business is what Jesus said when he was on the earth. It was about 7 things he said, and one of the I ams was, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never thirst. And what that means is, the thirst doesn't mean that you're sort of thirsty. It means that you're barren. Your person's barren. You only believe in the here and now, or whatever it is, the secular world. You have nothing else, and that's what that means. And then he says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And darkness means the evil one, going down an evil road, drugs, sex, immorality, etc., etc. And no prayers, nothing. No seeking God. Having heard it, turning your back on it, you've made a free choice. This is free will. Free will. And then he says also, he says several things, I am the door. Whoever enters by me will be saved, will walk in freedom, and will be nourished. Your soul. And then he says, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, and they listen to my voice. That's the ones that listen. And he refers sometimes to people as sheep and the good shepherd. And it would have been something that ordinary people can understand, because sometimes people are like sheep. They're easily led, as we can see with this COVID, everybody wearing masks. They were told to wear it. And then insisting that you wear a mask. And when it's quite evident, I find it interferes with my breathing. I don't like it whatsoever. And but why should I have to sort of respond to an ordinary person if they say anything to me? Because who are they? What do they know? Are the doctors are? Have I gone to them with a health problem or something? I haven't my hat. But they're imposing a law. This is where you have a. This is where the control comes in. And then he says, another I am the resurrection and the life. If you believe in me, you will live though you die. That's extraordinary. So your life on this earth is short, comparatively speaking, compared to eternity when you do die. The body dies, but the soul doesn't. There's an example of that that was spoken about, true. A man was on the operation table, very serious, but he was above it and he could see what they were doing. That's the soul. You can kill the body, but not the soul. But if you kill both, darkness. So that's another one. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And the Father is God, as we understand. So that's what Christians do. They believe in God. When they've heard the word, they don't turn a deaf ear and go on with whatever they're doing and thinking that that's it. When you lead a secular life, what people suffer from is depression. Hence, suicides. We have a lot of suicides in this country and throughout the world, far more than what's actually spoken about. We haven't heard anything about that since this obsession with the COVID virus, but there have been suicides, and they were running at about 10 a week. We don't know whether they've increased or what. And then here's another one. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me, with me and them, will bear much fruit. Funny enough, we try to do that ourselves in our own way. We really do. And then he says, another thing, why do you call me Lord and not do what I tell you? You were like a house built on sand. You used to talk about a house built on rock, the wind and nothing prevailed against it. That means you'll be steady no matter what happens, no matter who insults you, because that often happens. If you want to be popular with the world, you're going to have to deny your faith to fit in and to maybe get on. I believe people that are pro-life are often passed over for promotions. It's the one that believes in nothing gets the nod. And then another one, he says, go make disciples of all, baptizing them and teaching them to observe all that I've commanded you. Now, obviously, that's what to do with priests and all the rest of it, but the I am is what I'm talking about, and the fact of the wedding feast. So if you put the two together and you follow that, not alone will you, you'll know such peace and contentment and joy. Happiness is a fleeting thing. You can be happy today and miserable tomorrow, but joy is permanent, and that's what comes. And kind of generally speaking, nothing deflates you. And when you do make a bloomer, as regards perhaps irritability and all the rest of it we all suffer from, well then confession, the sacrament of confession is there for you, and you can avail of it.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you very much, Oliver. That's